This webinar is entitled Does Your Business Need a Website? And it examines the alternatives to the more traditional websites. It is aimed at every business that has or is considering a new website and also various social media platforms. The webinar is brought to you courtesy of the Best Growth Hub. In this webinar, we aim to establish how to know if your business does need a website. We look at alternative channels for marketing your goods and services. We examine the question of to buy your website from a third party or to build your own website. And we look at top tips for creating websites. After an initial history of websites, we ask the following questions: whether websites are worth the investment, so what the return on investment might be, and also the type of person that may be viewing your website and whether your potential website will resonate with them. We look at different options for websites, whether they be social media platforms or third-party buying platforms or e-commerce sites. After drilling into a buyer persona, and a buyer persona is a fictionalized representative of your ideal customer, we establish what type of website may be the best fit for your needs, whether you need an e-commerce site. And we look at some different examples of e-commerce and daily deal sites. Then we examine the top tips for those of you that are wishing to build your own websites. Here are some examples of web builder platforms that use the drag and drop functionality to allow the user to quickly build a website by employing various templates. Some of you may already be familiar with these different platforms. Then we establish which social media you should incorporate in your website, looking at the various social media platforms and the target audience, as well as the facility for brand awareness and referral traffic. Looking at LinkedIn as an alternative to a website is a good exercise to carry out, and here we have some top tips for using LinkedIn as an alternative to a website. Similarly, some people choose to use Facebook as an alternative to a website, and here we have some best practice advice on using Facebook as a website alternative. Instagram is also an alternative to a website and is fast gaining ground in terms of social media platform and bandwidth. You may wish to consider using some of the various public blogging and vlogging websites to publish information about your companies. We also look at some best practice advice from third parties such as HubSpot, the marketing channel. Moving on to the design of your website, we discuss options for presenting images on your website and the importance of eye-catching design. Here we examine how to promote the fact that you have a website. Obviously, you need to be aware of GDPR compliance. We will discuss that. Here are some reasons why I believe websites are a must-have for any business. There are, of course, pros and cons to building and buying websites, and we do examine the pros and the cons. Finally, if you require any further information from the Best Growth Hub, these are the contact